What if I told you there's a skill more important than IQ, experience, or even technical expertise when it comes to success? It's something that separates top performers from the rest, yet most people never consciously work on improving it. That skill is emotional intelligence, EQ. Welcome back to Bix Book Summary. I'm Bix, and today we're breaking down Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Travis Bradberry and Greaves, a book that uncovers why EQ is the missing link to unlocking your full potential. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who's incredibly smart but struggles in their career or relationships? Maybe they're a technical genius but can't communicate effectively. On the flip side, you've probably seen people who aren't the most book smart yet seem to excel in every area of life. They manage stress well, resolve conflicts effortlessly, and build strong connections with others. The difference isn't intelligence or experience, it's how well they understand and manage emotions, both their own and those of others. Unlike IQ, which stays fairly fixed throughout life, EQ is a skill you can actively develop. Studies show it accounts for nearly 58% of success in all job roles and is an even stronger predictor of long-term achievement than IQ. In this video, we'll break down what emotional intelligence really is, explore its 4 core components, and most importantly, share practical strategies you can start using right away to improve how you navigate work, relationships, and everyday interactions. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to thrive effortlessly while others struggle despite their intelligence, stick around, because this might just change the way you approach success forever. Emotional intelligence isn't just about being a good listener, showing empathy, or maintaining politeness. It runs much deeper than that. At its core, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, regulate, and use emotions in a way that strengthens relationships, sharpens decision-making, and builds resilience. It's what allows people to navigate conflicts, stay composed under pressure, and connect with others on a meaningful level. Think of it as the steering wheel of your life. If emotions are the engine that drives you forward, emotional intelligence is what gives you control over the direction you take. Without it, emotions can be like a car speeding down a highway with no brakes, unpredictable, chaotic, and sometimes destructive, leading to impulsive decisions, misunderstandings, and regret. But when emotional intelligence is in place, it acts as a stabilizing force, allowing you to move through challenges with clarity, intention, and self-awareness. A common misconception is that emotional intelligence simply means being nice or socially charismatic. In reality, some of the most reserved, introverted, or socially awkward individuals possess high emotional intelligence, not because they are naturally outgoing, but because they have a deep understanding of emotions, their own as well as those of others. It's not about being extroverted or overly expressive, but about knowing how emotions shape behavior and using that awareness to navigate interactions effectively. Imagine 2 employees working under a boss known for being highly demanding and critical. One of them takes every comment personally, reacts impulsively to criticism, and allows frustration to seep into their work, leading to stress and disengagement. The other, however, remains calm even under pressure, takes feedback constructively rather than defensively, and adapts their approach without letting emotions cloud their judgment. The key difference between them isn't intelligence, experience, or even skill. It's emotional intelligence, the ability to manage emotions and channel them in a way that promotes growth rather than resistance. Developing emotional intelligence involves 4 essential areas that shape how individuals interact with themselves and others. It begins with self-awareness, the ability to recognize emotions as they arise, understanding their triggers, and acknowledging their impact on thoughts and behavior. A person with strong self-awareness can identify when they are feeling frustrated or anxious and take proactive steps to address it rather than letting those emotions control their actions. Beyond awareness comes self-management, which is the ability to regulate emotions and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. For instance, someone experiencing workplace stress might resist the urge to lash out at a colleague or make rash decisions out of frustration. instead choosing to pause, process their emotions, and handle the situation with a clear mind. Those with strong self-management skills can stay composed in high-pressure environments, adjust their mindset when facing setbacks, and remain adaptable when circumstances change unexpectedly. Social awareness is another critical element, allowing individuals to recognize and understand the emotions of others. This is the skill that enables people to pick up on nonverbal cues, sense underlying tension in a conversation, or recognize when someone is struggling, even if they haven't expressed it openly. A socially aware individual might notice a teammate withdrawing in meetings and take the time to check in with them, strengthening relationships through empathy and understanding. At the heart of emotional intelligence is relationship management, the ability to navigate interactions effectively, resolve conflicts constructively, and foster strong connections with others. In both personal and professional settings, emotionally intelligent individuals can communicate their thoughts clearly, manage disagreements without escalating tension, and inspire trust through their ability to understand and respond to emotions in a balanced and respectful way. The good news is that emotional intelligence is not a fixed trait. It can be developed and refined over time. The first step is recognizing how emotions influence behavior, and the next is learning to manage them in a way that benefits both yourself and those around you. By becoming more self-aware, regulating reactions, tuning into the emotions of others, and strengthening interpersonal relationships, anyone can enhance their emotional intelligence and, in turn, improve their ability to handle life's challenges with confidence, resilience, and a deeper sense of connection. If self-awareness is about recognizing your emotions, self-management is about taking control of them. Picture yourself standing in front of an audience, moments away from delivering an important speech. Your palms are sweaty, your heartbeat pounds in your ears, and your mind starts to blur with panic. In that critical moment, someone lacking self-management might let fear take over, stumbling through their words, losing their train of thought, and allowing anxiety to dictate their performance. But a person with strong self-management skills will acknowledge their nervousness, take a deep breath, steady themselves, and push forward with confidence, using their emotions as fuel rather than letting them become an obstacle. This is what self-management is truly about, the ability to regulate emotions so they serve you rather than sabotage you. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about learning how to process and direct them in a way that keeps you in control, no matter the situation. One of the most effective techniques for self-management is what experts call the pause rule. When a strong emotion surges, whether it's anger, frustration, or anxiety, pausing for just 6 seconds before reacting can make all the difference. There's science behind this. Emotional reactions originate in the amygdala, the brain's emotional command center, and it takes approximately 6 seconds for the rational part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, to reassert control. Those few seconds act as a buffer, preventing impulsive reactions and allowing you to choose a response that aligns with your long-term goals, rather than momentary emotions. Another powerful tool for self-management is shifting perspective. When faced with a setback, the natural tendency is to react with frustration, disappointment, or even self-doubt. But emotionally intelligent individuals take a step back and reframe the situation. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How will I feel about this challenge a year from now? Is there an opportunity hidden within this obstacle? This mental shift helps turn difficulties into learning experiences rather than personal defeats. Imagine receiving critical feedback from your boss. A person with poor self-management might take it personally, become defensive, or dwell on it for days, letting self-doubt take over. But someone with strong self-management sees feedback as a valuable tool for growth. Instead of resisting or resenting it, they think, this is an opportunity to improve my skills and perform better next time. This ability to reframe criticism not only prevents unnecessary stress, but also accelerates personal and professional development. At the heart of self-management lies emotional resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks without being consumed by negativity. Emotionally intelligent individuals don't ignore their emotions, nor do they allow themselves to be defined by failure. They acknowledge what they feel, process it, and then move forward with renewed focus and purpose. Rather than dwelling on mistakes, they extract lessons from them, adjusting their approach and continuing to progress. Building self-management skills isn't about erasing emotions, but rather about mastering the ability to harness them effectively. It means choosing thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions, maintaining composure in stressful situations, and adapting to challenges with a growth-oriented mindset. When you learn to manage your emotions instead of being controlled by them, you become not just more resilient and adaptable, but also more empowered to navigate life on your own terms. If self-awareness is about understanding yourself, then social awareness is about understanding others. It's the ability to recognize emotions in those around you and respond in a way that fosters connection, trust, and understanding. It's what allows you to truly see people, not just hear their words, but grasp what they're feeling beneath the surface. Think about a time when you were talking to someone who just got you. Before you even had to explain, they sensed your excitement, stress, or hesitation. Maybe they noticed the slight shift in your tone, the way you fidgeted with your hands, or the pause before you responded. They didn't just listen, they tuned into your emotions. That's social awareness in action. At its core, social awareness is about being present and paying attention. Too often, we're so caught up in our own thoughts, our to-do lists, our next meeting, our own stress, that we miss the emotional cues happening right in front of us. We're waiting for our turn to speak rather than truly listening. We're focused on our own struggles instead of recognizing when a colleague is overwhelmed or when a friend needs support. One of the biggest misconceptions about communication is that words carry the most meaning. In reality, the majority of what people express is nonverbal, through body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even silence. Studies show that only about 7% of communication comes from the actual words spoken, while the rest is conveyed through tone and physical cues. Someone might say, "I'm fine," but their tight shoulders and lack of eye contact might tell an entirely different story. A simple yet powerful way to improve social awareness is through observational listening. The next time you're in a conversation, don't just focus on what's being said. Pay attention to how it's being said. Is their voice unusually soft or hurried? Are they crossing their arms or fidgeting? Do they keep glancing away? These subtle signs often reveal more than words ever could. Another effective technique is emotional mirroring, subtly aligning your emotional energy with the person you're interacting with. If they're enthusiastic about something, reflect their excitement with your tone and expressions. If they're frustrated, acknowledge their feelings rather than brushing them off. It's not about imitating them, but about demonstrating that you're emotionally present and engaged. When someone feels that their emotions are seen and understood, it strengthens the connection between you. Imagine you're in a team meeting, and one of your colleagues, Sarah, is unusually quiet. Most people might not think twice about it, assuming she's just having an off day. But a socially aware person would take note, check in afterward, and ask, "Hey, I noticed you were quieter than usual in the meeting. Is everything okay?" This small moment of awareness and care can make a huge difference, letting others know they are valued and supported. By practicing social awareness, you'll develop a deeper understanding of the emotions and motivations that drive people's actions. You'll become a more thoughtful communicator, a more compassionate leader, and someone others feel truly understood by. And when you begin to see beyond words and into the emotions behind them, your relationships, both personal and professional, will grow in ways you never expected. In the workplace, emotional intelligence isn't just a soft skill, it's the strongest predictor of success. Research consistently shows that 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence, and those with strong EQ tend to earn more annually than their low EQ counterparts. But why does emotional intelligence have such a profound impact, especially in leadership? Because leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about inspiring and guiding others, and that requires a deep understanding of people. Think about the best leader you've ever worked with. What made them stand out? Chances are it wasn't just their decision-making skills or strategic thinking, but how they made you feel. They likely created an environment where you felt valued, heard, and motivated to perform at your best. The best leaders don't just direct people. They recognize emotions, sense shifts in morale, and know how to encourage and empower individuals in ways that resonate with them. Emotionally intelligent leaders aren't afraid to admit when they don't have all the answers or when they've made a mistake. Instead of diminishing their authority, this openness builds trust and fosters an environment where people feel safe to speak up, share ideas, and take risks. When a leader says, "I could use your input on this," or "I misjudged that situation, let's find a better approach together," they create a culture of psychological safety, where innovation thrives and employees feel a sense of belonging. Beyond vulnerability, a key trait of emotionally intelligent leadership is understanding motivation. Not everyone is driven by the same rewards. Some people are energized by public recognition, while others find satisfaction in personal growth, creative freedom, or financial incentives. A great leader doesn't use a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, take the time to understand what fuels each individual and align their leadership style accordingly. By doing so, they don't just push people to perform, they inspire them to excel. The most effective leaders aren't simply managing tasks, they're managing emotions, relationships, and the human dynamics that shape a workplace. They understand that productivity isn't just about efficiency, it's about creating an environment where people feel engaged, supported, and driven to contribute their best. Leadership isn't about control, it's about connection. And those who master emotional intelligence don't just lead teams, they build cultures of trust, collaboration, and long-term success. Beyond strengthening relationships and leadership skills, emotional intelligence has a profound impact on mental well-being. It's not just about navigating social interactions or handling workplace challenges. It's about managing stress, regulating emotions, and cultivating a sense of inner peace. Emotional intelligence provides the tools to remain steady in the face of adversity, preventing stress and negativity from taking over. Think about how some people remain composed during crises, while others unravel under pressure. That ability to stay emotionally balanced, even in difficult moments, is a defining trait of high emotional intelligence. It's not about ignoring emotions, but about understanding and managing them in a way that prevents them from overwhelming you. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining emotional well-being is mindfulness. This practice involves staying present in the moment rather than getting trapped in anxious thoughts about the future or regrets from the past. When practiced regularly, mindfulness allows individuals to observe their emotions without being consumed by them. Imagine being stuck in traffic while running late for an important meeting. Frustration builds, your heart starts racing, and stress begins to take hold. A person with low emotional intelligence might let the panic escalate, reacting with anger or anxiety. But an emotionally intelligent person would take a deep breath, acknowledge their frustration, and shift their focus. I can't change the traffic, but I can control how I respond. Staying calm will help me handle the situation professionally when I arrive. This small mental adjustment prevents unnecessary emotional distress, conserving energy for what truly matters. Another critical component of emotional well-being is self-compassion. Emotionally intelligent people don't tear themselves down over mistakes or setbacks. They recognize that failure is a part of growth and practice kindness toward themselves rather than engaging in harsh self-criticism. Instead of thinking, "I'm so stupid, I always mess up," they reframe their thoughts. "I made a mistake, but this is an opportunity to learn and improve." This shift in mindset reduces self-doubt, prevents anxiety from spiraling, and allows for quicker emotional recovery. Resilience is another essential element of emotional intelligence, enabling individuals to adapt and grow from challenges rather than allowing difficulties to break them. People with high emotional intelligence understand that emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. They use strategies like deep breathing, journaling, and seeking support to process their feelings, rather than suppressing them. Instead of being consumed by stress, they acknowledge their emotions, work through them, and emerge stronger. Emotional intelligence isn't just about understanding emotions. It's about harnessing that understanding to create a healthier and more fulfilling life. By mastering emotions instead of being controlled by them, individuals gain emotional freedom, allowing them to approach life with greater confidence, clarity, and a deep sense of peace. Unlike IQ, which remains fairly constant throughout life, emotional intelligence is a skill that can be developed and strengthened at any time. It has the power to transform your relationships, career, and overall happiness by giving you greater control over your emotions and interactions. Think of emotional intelligence like a muscle. The more you train it through self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management, the stronger and more resilient you become. With consistent practice, you gain the ability to navigate challenges with composure, communicate more effectively, and build deeper connections with the people around you. When you cultivate high emotional intelligence, stress no longer dictates your reactions. You take charge of how you respond, staying composed even in difficult situations. You stop internalizing every negative interaction and begin to see things with clarity, separating emotions from objective reality. Your relationships become richer and more fulfilling because you understand and respect emotions, both your own and those of others. And in leadership or everyday interactions, you naturally inspire trust and foster positive environments by leading with empathy and communicating with purpose. The best part? Anyone can develop emotional intelligence. It doesn't matter if you've struggled with emotional control in the past. Every day presents a new opportunity to grow. All it takes is the willingness to reflect, practice, and apply these skills in daily life. So here's my challenge for you. Which aspect of emotional intelligence do you want to improve the most? Is it managing stress more effectively, strengthening your relationships, or staying calm under pressure? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this summary valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Bix Book Summary. And if you'd like to support the channel while diving deeper into this topic, check out the link in the description to grab a copy of Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Your support means the world to me. Until next time, keep growing, stay self-aware, and remember, your emotions should work for you, not against you.